Welcome to Emerge, the Executive, Management, and Employee Responsible Gaming Education Program. Hello, I'm Jean Blake. Thank you for joining us for the Emerge training program. Emerge was made possible by the generous support of the National Center for Responsible Gaming and other donors. Dr. Howard Schaefer and other Harvard Medical School faculty created this training. It's the first science-based program about responsible gaming. It was developed just for you, gaming employees. Dr. Schaefer, Dr. Debbie LaPlante, and I will guide you through this training. The Emerge training will help you learn about addiction, about how gambling can become an addiction, and about your company's responsible gaming program. After this training, you'll be better prepared to help people who ask for information about problem gambling. Responsible gaming programs try to prevent people from getting into trouble with their gambling. These programs encourage people to gamble for fun, not as a way to make money or escape from problems. Responsible gaming programs also provide information for guests who are seeking help. These programs shouldn't interfere with people who are able to gamble safely for fun. Responsible gaming is everyone's responsibility. The Emerge training program shows how scientists, health professionals, and the gaming industry can work together to keep gambling fun and safe. Emerge is based on the latest science about addiction and gambling disorders. You see, scientists are like police detectives. They try to figure out how and why some people gamble and get into trouble, while others do not. Like good police detectives, scientists carefully gather and analyze evidence, and then they draw conclusions from that evidence. They don't rely on their own opinions or observations. They back up their observations with facts. Some information in this training might surprise you. It might challenge what you believe about gambling and addiction. That happens to scientists too. They're constantly making discoveries about addiction, forcing us to look at it in a new light. Here's an example. People once thought that too much gambling or drinking too much alcohol was a sign of weakness or a lack of willpower. Thanks to science, we now understand that addiction is a complex mental disorder, and those living with it deserve our understanding and compassion. Most of us know someone who's been affected in one way or another by addiction to alcohol, other drugs, or to gambling. But what exactly is addiction? Scientists and healthcare providers have differing views. Why is addiction so difficult to define?
Addiction typically is when a lot of things happen to somebody, and most of them are bad, and they're the result of doing too much of something. So that's the typical way we understand it. But it's very difficult to decide when that has happened or not. It isn't like a light switch where it's either present or not present. Addiction really sneaks up on people one step at a time. So when people are in a casino, for example, and they're gambling, we only see a step or two of their life. We don't see the entire context of their life, and as a result, we don't have enough information to make the decision. But what we do know is that when bad things happen as a result of doing too much of something, the possibility of addiction does exist.
Once you think of addiction as a relationship between a person and the object of addiction, it's easier to see how people can become addicted to an activity like gambling. Let's begin by defining gambling. Gambling is risking something of value, usually money, on the outcome that's controlled solely by chance, on the hope that you'll gain something of greater value. In gambling, the bet cannot be taken back. Some think playing the lottery or buying a raffle ticket isn't really gambling, but it is because you risk something of value, let's say $5 to buy the ticket, on an unknown and an uncontrollable outcome, with the hope of gaining more or of winning. Only chance determines whether you win. Gamblers don't always understand this. Sometimes people with a gambling problem tell themselves that they can control and beat the odds either through luck or skill. This way of thinking may partly explain why some people continue to gamble despite mounting losses and debts.